Hello guys, my name is Colin and this is Colin Talks Crypto. It has been exactly 1 year since the $69,000 price peak, and I really can't count the number of times that people told me the June low of about 17 some odd thousand was the low. Countless dozens of times over the past 4 or 5 months that I've been told that. And I've been sticking to my guns and holding out for a final capitulation. It looks like we are in the midst of it right now. And so I just wanted to drop you a real quick video and just let you know where I'm at, what I'm thinking with, what I'm doing, and we can ride this hopefully final capitulative moment into the bear market bottom and then go sideways for a couple of years. And then finally, we will make new all-time highs with Bitcoin reaching into the 6 figures, Ethereum reaching into the 5 figures, and doing very well, I think, from 2025 onward. But where do we stand today? Well, in the last week, we saw a massive capitulation, a massive drop in price, coinciding with the FTX exchange, one of the largest exchanges, basically going under. Sam Bankman-Fried basically used customer funds, spent them, invested with them, lost them essentially. I don't know how you lose billions of dollars with customer funds investing, but he managed to do that. And there's a contagion effect because Alameda is involved, and the FTT token, the SOL token, SOL token, all these tokens and all these exchanges and entities are all intermingled. And so this is yet another collapse in the series of collapses that has made up this bear market. We saw Celsius collapse earlier, 3AC, Luna, and now we have FTX and Alameda. And so we do see new lows. Congratulations to anyone who held out this far, because you were right. $15,700 has been the current low. Now the big question is, are we going to see a further drop, or was that it? There was fairly high volume. In fact, I'm looking at it right now. It looks like higher volume than in June. So this definitely looks like the final drop for the year. But is it done playing out? And I don't think it is, but I really don't know. And honestly, anyone who tells you that they know for sure is not telling you the truth, because we just don't know what the market's going to do. If anybody knew for sure, they would be utterly, utterly rich, and they'd be spending no time making predictions, telling other people about it. So 15,700 is what we've seen so far. I'll just tell you real quickly, what have I done and what am I doing? So like I said, I've been holding cash, like 25% of my portfolio on the sidelines in cash for about 4 or 5 months now, really since that previous capitulation back in June. I'm looking at the chart down here. That's how long I've been sitting on cash, waiting for this capitulation. And now we're ready. So I'm getting really close to buying, and I just want to let you guys know that. I have some buy orders in for Bitcoin. I'm literally just sitting my buy order at $14,500. That's my buy price. We got quite close, but we're not quite there yet. And I'm not moving my price up because I do think we're going to see a further drop. Could I be wrong? Absolutely. So this is, of course, not financial advice because I can't predict the future. But I do feel there's a strong chance we will see drop to at least 14,000, maybe 13,000 on a wick, maybe 12,000 on a wick, something like that. That's what I think is going to happen. So I've got my stable coins and my fiat all ready to go. I've got my buy orders set. I do want to buy some ETH as well, but ETH has been really performing strongly. Like it's really alpha to Bitcoin ever since the merge. I thought that would kind of go away, but it really hasn't. And so just to give you an example, back in June when Bitcoin collapsed to the 17,000s roughly, ETH went down to like $800. Well, just recently we saw Bitcoin go to a new low of 15,700, but ETH is actually higher than it was back in June. ETH only dropped to $1,080 this time around. So ETH is showing relative strength to Bitcoin, and I'm taking note of that. So that's causing me to raise some of my buy limit orders and some of my plans here, because I definitely do want to have a lion's share holding of Ethereum for the upcoming bull run in light of all the deflationary aspects that ETH has taken on with its migration to proof of stake. It burns a percentage of every transaction. There's a transaction fee that gets burned. A lot of it gets burned And basically, when the Ethereum network is under high utilization, it results in a deflationary state for Ethereum, and Bitcoin can't even come close. Basically, Ethereum dropped by 90% of its inflation rate, roughly speaking, by transitioning to proof of stake and all the things that brings with it. That brings with it the fact that there's no more miners mining the proof of work chain for Ethereum. And as with any proof of work chain like Bitcoin or Ethereum, previously Ethereum, miners on proof of work blockchains have to sell most or all of what they mine to pay for electricity. Maybe they don't have to sell 100% of it. They can set aside a little tiny bit, but a lot of it, the vast majority, has to be sold to pay for electricity costs. And so ETH effectively plugged that hole, that leaking hole in the ship. So all that downward sell pressure that was affecting the Ethereum markets is gone since the merge. And I think that maybe people are, first of all, seeing and knowing that that's the case and planning for the future of that deflationary environment. There's less available for people to buy. And additionally, and this factor will get changed, you can't actually withdraw. If you've staked and you're mining as a proof of stake validator on Ethereum, you can't actually remove your tokens right now. So there's about 15% of all ETH that can't even be sold. And so it's a forced hold. And that forced hold position is, in addition to those other factors I just mentioned, is causing the price, obviously, for ETH to be very strong in relation to Bitcoin. So I guess that's my long way of explaining why I am bullish on ETH for the long run, especially for the upcoming bull run. And I definitely want to be holding over 50% of my portfolio in Ethereum. That's my goal. I hope I can make it here because the ETH prices are outperforming Bitcoin on a relative strength basis. So I definitely want to be having that for the upcoming bull run. I think that, for example, if Bitcoin, this is just wild numbers thrown off the top of my head, but if next bull run Bitcoin hits $150,000 or $200,000, Ethereum is going to hit $20,000. And so that would be like over a 20x from the bottom here. So I'm continuing to watch the markets right now, as you guys probably are glued to them. And I'm sort of expecting a rounding of the price for Bitcoin and a drop to a new low. And that's when I'm going to start basically watching Ethereum closely and following it with a trailing stop loss that I will manually set because it's hard to find a auto trailing stop loss on the exchanges that I use, at least. And I'm going to just follow it down and hopefully get as low of a price as I can. If that ends up being $800 or $900, I'll be happy with that. I was originally hoping ETH would drop to like $600 or $500. Now I'm not so sure. I wouldn't put anything out of the question in the next couple of months, but like I said, ETH is looking strong and I do want to hold some. So I'm going to be following it down with a trailing stop loss as I see it break probably the $1,000 price barrier. And then I'm just going to hope that it drops low enough that I can buy it below 1,000. Fingers crossed. And my last message to all you guys out there, if you're listening, I don't have time to individually help you with your trades or your strategies, but I know some of you have been sort of eyeing some degree of Bitcoin hold for a long-term position. Maybe you don't hold any Bitcoin right now. I can think of a family member or two who doesn't hold any crypto or any Bitcoin right now. And I know of others out there who are in the same boat. They're kind of watching from the sidelines. They're interested. They don't yet hold any Bitcoin. They don't yet hold any crypto. And I just want to let you guys know that I feel now is the time to begin buying. For example, if you see a price drop of Bitcoin below $15,000, I personally feel that that is a tremendous buying opportunity for generational wealth and into the future years. It's not a day trade position. It's not a month to month, week to week, or even quarter to quarter position. If you buy Bitcoin under $15,000 or you buy ETH under $1,000, I feel that that is a incredibly strong buy position holding for 4 years on up. From 4 to 10 years from now, you're going to be extremely, extremely happy with a purchase of Bitcoin under $15,000 and ETH under $1,000. So if you see that opportunity after I make this video, like I said, I'm not going to have time in real time to contact each one of you. But if you've been sitting on the sidelines and you don't have any position whatsoever and you see that dip, I'm letting you know that you are witnessing an incredible, incredible opportunity that you will probably not see again for the next several years, maybe ever. And that's something you want to jump on board with. That's my recommendation. That's what I see happening. Of course, we have volatile markets. We have the dollar looking a little bit like it's topping. We have the stock market kind of peeking its head up a little bit. And so that looks a little more bullish to the market right now. I personally think that that's probably a little bit of a relief rally, but nothing more. Again, we will see if I'm correct or not. I'm not proclaiming that I know for sure what's going to happen. All I'm telling you is that I have cash on the sidelines. I'm waiting for Bitcoin to drop below 15,000. I'm waiting for ETH to drop below 1,000. And then I am going to start deploying my sideline capital and buying crypto assets to get my portfolio in the position to ride it to the next bull run. And key point here is that's not likely to be immediate. This is a buy the dip, the bottom of the bear market dip, hopefully, and hold it. And it could take 1 to 2 years before we actually start to move upward again in any significant fashion. I think there's going to be a lot of sideways chop between now and a year from now. Probably we won't break the old all-time highs until 2024, something like that, just to frame this in perspective for you. But the prices that we are seeing right now are very, very good, likely in relation to the future. And so it's anyone's guess though. Like, are we going to see a bottom right now to 15,700 and then in 3 months, are we going to see another bottom even lower because of just macroeconomic conditions and recession? Like, anything is really possible. And so I'm here kind of riding this unpredictable economic wave influenced by the centralized Fed, as much as you guys are. And I'm just doing my best to make the best long-term decision that I can, knowing that I'm not going to perfectly time the bottom, and that's okay. But I am going to do my best to acquire at the cheapest positions possible. So there you go, guys. I hope you're doing well. I hope you are staying safe. Stay away from anything that's related to FTX, FTT, Sam Bankman-Fried. Stay away from that guy. He obviously has proven that he's a liar. He will deceive you. He will lie to your face essentially and take your funds and do other things with it right behind your back. He's basically like the most insidious snake that the crypto community has recently seen. And so I hope that you are not a part of that. And if you had some losses, my sympathies go out to you. And just know, like, I was in a similar boat. I experienced a lot of loss earlier with Luna, and it does take time sometimes to get over that. I am like in a mental state a lot better off than I was 3 months ago, and I'm a lot better off even than I was 2 months ago or 1 month ago. So it's like a gradual improvement. And so if you did have a loss, if you are feeling the pain or just general market pain because you're so heavily invested and your portfolio is down 90% or more, just know that there are brighter times ahead and you won't feel bad forever. Like, you will get past this. You will survive beyond this, and there will be more opportunities in the future. So just know that I've been there with you. I guess I'm just expressing that I have been there in the same boat, and it's part of the nature of investing. It'd be nice if everything was up only and we only went up and we only made profits. Well, that's probably for 1 year during the bull market, but there's actually 3/4 of the time is either down or sideways. So this is part of the territory of investing. There are going to be losses. The question is how do you handle them? How do you deal with them? I understand it can be painful, but we will get through this. I'm here with you, doing the same thing, trying to survive, trying to make the best investment decisions. And I hope that you find this helpful. If nothing else, you know that there's someone else there riding the same markets there, right there with you the whole way. And I hope you have a fantastic day, guys. Take care. Let's watch these markets. If you see a dip below 15,000 for Bitcoin, if you see ETH drop below $1,000, you know that I am going to be dumping my money fully into the market. I'm buying. Take care, guys.